Get me that signal. We need no time.
Ladies and gentlemen and robots of all ages, step right up to the Steam Park, where the most glorious rides in all the world await your pleasure. You've been working hard all week. Why not give yourselves a little fun? We've got exciting rides for everyone. We got big rides and small rides, the kind you'd never dream. And every ride, it's loud and fast, and why? It runs on Steam. Come on in and ride the Twister, a ride so hot your skin will blister. And when you get a little braver, why not try the Devastator? It bumps and jumps and spins around, and half the ride is underground. The tower drops 1,000 feet high. You'll scream as you fall from the sky.
All of this and more in our Steam Park. So hot, we can't open till after dark.
It's all right here behind this gate. Line up right here. No need to wait. Why, this young man's been here all day. Let's see what he might have to say.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Whoa! See you later. Thanks for stopping by. He got so scared we probably made him cry. But which of you can pass the test? You can see our rides are best. They all run on the finest coal, 'cause speed and danger is our goal.
All of this and more in our Steam Park. So hot, we can't open till after dark.
Still not convinced what it's about? Then try this game to help you out. I've got it here right on my table. Take a look if you are able. If you want, I'll give you a head start. Let me take you into our Steam. Let me take you into our Steam. Let me take you into our Steam Park. Now, before we set this game up here, I just wanted to show you how everything fits nicely back in the box, even when all the rides are put together. See the little rides? So, there you go. That's something I like. Cool. Here we have a game of Steam Park all laid out and ready to go. Kind of, anyway. Let's go look at some of these components. There's these custom dice. Each face has, these are like the lightest dice in the world. They like roll everywhere. We also have these little pig tokens, which is where you put your dice when you got them the way you want them. These little boards, this is where you build your park. Okay? This game is called Steam Park, and the object of this game is to build a little amusement park using all these rides and earn as much money as you can by attracting visitors. And the person with the most money at the end of the game is the winner. The game only lasts 6 turns. You get this little turn counter here. And now let's take a look at how it actually works. Now, at the beginning of the game, you're going to start with a blank board. You're going to start with 3 of these bonus cards, and these bonus cards operate to allow you to earn some bonus cash during the game. There are 6 different sets of rides. Each one can hold either 1, 2, or 3 people. This one can hold 2 green people. It's a green ride. This can hold 1. That's a green ride. This blue ride here, that can hold 3 on the top. And so we have the 6 different colors. We also have 6 different color visitors to match them all, green and blue and red and so on. Now, in addition to the rides, there's all these little stands. And these stands, each one does some special thing in your park. And what you're going to do is each turn, we're going to roll the dice, we're going to build up our park, and then we are going to earn money at the end of the turn. Now, it starts off really fast pace. So at the beginning of the turn, it's called the roll phase, and what we do is each player has 6 dice, and everybody at the same time takes their dice and they start rolling. Okay, and they want to get, each side represents something different. This will allow you to get a visitor into your park. This one here will allow you to play a bonus card. This symbol here will allow you to build a ride. This symbol here will allow you to build a stand. And this symbol here will allow you to clean up. And the more you roll of each one, the more you can do. So let's say we're rolling here and I want to build a ride. So my first roll, okay, I roll 2 of those. Now meanwhile, everybody else is rolling as well. So I got a 2 ride ones now. I'm rolling again. I got 1 people. I'm going to keep that one. Keep rolling, keep rolling. I got another people. I'm going to keep that one. Keep rolling. Okay, I got a ride. And one more. Okay, I can build a stand. And as soon as I'm done, I can grab the first player token that I find that's on the table. This is the number 1 player token. There's also the number 2 and the number 3. Now, once the first 2 have been taken, like the first player to finish grabs the number 1, and then the second player grabs the number 2. And then there's only 1 player left, and he's still sitting here rolling his dice. So he has 3 rolls left, and then he has to take the number 3 token, which means he'll go third that turn. After the rolling phase is done, we proceed to the dirt phase. And in the dirt phase, you figure out how to get rid of all the poop that you've accumulated in your park. Each of the dice that you roll may or may not have one of these little circular symbols showing at the top. For each die that has one of those symbols, that counts as 1 dirt. So on my dice here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to get 4 dirt tokens because I have 4 of those. I also get a dirt token for every single visitor that's in my park. But since it's the start of the game, I don't have any visitors in my park. So I just get these 4 dirt tokens. I put them on the side. Now one of the perks of being the first player done is you get these 4 broom symbols. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means I get to automatically clean up 4 dirt. That's the perk for being the first player. The second player automatically gets to clean up 2. The third player doesn't get to clean up any. And the fourth player actually gets extra dirt if there were 4 people playing. I only have it set up for 3. So I can take those 4 dirt tokens and discard them because I automatically clean up 3 of them. Now, after everyone accumulates their dirt, then it becomes the action phase, and each player takes this in turn. So the first player would go first. Let's say I've got these 3 ride building things here. I can actually build a ride on my board. Let's see, I can either take a ride size 3, because I have 3 dice, ride size 3, and put that on my board. Or I can take a ride size 2 and put that on my board, and take a ride size 1 and put that on my board. And that adds up to 3. Now, I can't put 2 of the same size on here. Like if I had 4 dice, I couldn't put 2 2s. Each one I put on here has to be a different size. I could put a 3 and a 1 if I had 4 dice. And the other rule is, if they're the same color, they have to be connected. And if they're not the same color, they cannot touch at all on your board. These rides are kind of cool, aren't they? They're neat. So, let's say I had this ride size 2 on my board. And then the next turn, I got this green ride size 2 that I wanted to put on here. I couldn't put it right next to it because they would be touching. They cannot touch at all, not even at the corners. So they couldn't be like this either. It has to be all the way away from it. The same goes with the stands that you build. The stands, if they are the same type, they have to touch. If they're not, they can't touch at all, not even corner to corner. So, luckily, you have these expansion boards that you can purchase. And these are kind of the catch-all. Because if I have something, let's say I didn't want to buy a stand this turn, but I had this stand symbol left over. What could I do with it? I could use it to buy one of these expansion tiles, and I can put it anywhere next to my board that I want, as long as 2 squares line up with 2 squares. And I could use any symbol except the blank face to represent placing an expansion board. And I can place up to 2 expansion boards per turn. Now let's see, I've got these 3 here, and now I can put visitors on my board. That's what those stand for. So how am I going to do that? Well, first of all, we put 1 visitor of each color into this bag to seed it. Okay? Now I pick 2 visitors of whatever color I want. And since I put the pink rides out here, I decided I'm going to take 2 pink visitors. And I'm going to put those in the bag as well. And then you shake the bag. And then you pull out 2 visitors. Okay. What are the odds of that? See, there really is the other colors in the bag. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, it's supposed to be all one of each color. So I just happen to get 2 pink visitors. So what I can do is I can take them and put them right on my pink ride. I couldn't take a blue visitor and put him on there because he's the wrong color. Unless I had one of the convenient stands that provide that extra benefit. And what are the benefits? Well, let's see. For the security stand, you can put 1 visitor you drew back into the bag and draw a different one. So that might come in handy. Or an info point stand. Let's see if I had an info point stand on my board. I can place 1 visitor I drew into the free space on one of my rides even if it's not the same color. But I have to put the visitor back at the end of the turn. A casino, for each casino I have, I can change the result of 1 die on my board, which is nice. For each toilet I have, during the action phase I get to count 1 sweepy broom as 2 sweepy brooms, which will help you keep the dirt out. Or the promotion stand, for each promotion stand I have, I can count 1 visitor as 2 visitors automatically. So that's kind of nice. So the stands provide a little extra dimension to the game, which is cool. So once I take care of all my dice, then it proceeds to the next player's turn and they do their actions and so on. At the end of the turn is the income phase, and for every visitor that you have in your park, you get $3. 3 denaries. So there's 3. Well, I got 2 visitors, so I get 6. There we go, $6. That would go right there. And I would keep that, and then we would go to the next turn, in which we would all start rolling again. And so as you can see, it would go really fast. The game goes really fast. You build up your board, you put as many rides as you can on there, you try to earn as much money as you can. These bonus cards do make a difference. If you can play a bonus card, and you play a bonus card by having one of these symbols rolled during your turn, getting that allows you to play one of your 3 cards that you start with. This one, for example, total number of stands in your park. If you have 2 to 3 stands, you can play this card and get $4. Number of stands I roll this turn. If I roll 2, I'd get $3. And so on, depending on what it says here. Once you play a card, it goes into the discard pile, and at the end of the turn, you get to draw a replacement card. Actually, you get to draw 2 and pick 1, which is kind of nice. Once we've played through the whole game, at the end of the game, if you have any dirt tokens left, that's going to cost you money. They charge you a fine. So you look over here on this handy-dandy chart. Let's say we've got 5 dirt tokens that we couldn't get rid of during the game. We'd have to pay $6, a $6 fine, and so that would come out of our money before we had everybody total up all their cash to see which is the winner of the game. Interestingly enough, if you have 30 or more dirt, they kill you. They don't even let you play the game again. They kill you. It's horrifying. Ooh, very scary. That's a basic overview of how you play Steam Park. It's cool, it's fast, and it's interesting.
Steam Park is an interesting game with some good points and some bad points, and I'll tell you what those are. First off, the rules are simple and written well, on tissue-thin paper. My advice, keep them away from any chance of dampness or open flame. Next, be prepared to spend some time assembling all of the rides for the first game. So I'd advise taking some care to do that before you ever ask anyone else to play. And here's a hint. The rules say that all of the pieces that go together are marked by the same letter. Actually, they are marked by the same letter-number combo. So all 3 of the A1 pieces go together, then all 3 of the A2 pieces, and so on. The great thing is that there's no need to take them back apart, as they'll all fit back nicely into the box fully assembled. The rides are all thick cardboard with cool, cartoony steampunk-style artwork, but you can damage them putting them together, so take care. The dice are all custom, but they're the really light kind that take a long time to stop rolling, and they'll roll all the way across the room if you drop them on the floor. So, again, take care. The biggest challenge is getting people past the first game. In the first game, no one knows what all the symbols on the dice mean. There's reference cards included, but the type is really small and very difficult to read. A big stand-up at the end of the table with an explanation of all the dice faces would have been nice. When the people are all sitting there rolling as fast as they can and suddenly forget what something means. If you can get them through that first game without problems, they'll most likely want to play again. Everyone really enjoyed the rush of rolling the dice and grabbing the player turn order markers. Then after that rush of adrenaline they got, a little bored actually, waiting for their turn. It was like the opposite of a roller coaster. It starts off really fast and then slows down. For me personally, and for a lot of gamers, this is not a problem. We're used to the waiting and spending the time in between planning on what we would do. There is much hidden strategy in this game which can really be enjoyed. For example, you can look at the available visitors remaining for each color and get an idea as to what color ride might be advantageous for you to pick up. Or what color visitor might give you the best chance of filling up one of your existing rides. You could also use the bonus cards to your great advantage if you play them right. I pulled out several games on the last turn with the bonus cards alone. But the most fun strategy by far is the actual building and layout of your park. Where you put everything makes a difference. And here's where I'm going to give you one big hint in order to construct that ultimate park. Keep in mind that you have no need to be symmetrical. Everyone always insisted on building into a big square or a big rectangle. Yeah, it looked aesthetically pleasing and they were happy. But many times they couldn't put as many pieces down as they wanted. But at least it looked how their park, they liked it. Myself, on the other hand, I had bump outs going all over my park, so they could easily fit as many rides and stands as I wanted. It wasn't pretty, but it worked. Now, speaking of stands, the info point is very useful. I'd advise picking up one or two right away before they all get purchased. Each one allows you to have an incorrectly colored visitor on one of your rides, so that you can earn money from them during the income phase and then throw them back into the pile. This will help you get ahead early. Those are my strategy tips. In my opinion, this is a good game. It has a great look to it and has some fun and a lot more strategy in it than is readily apparent. The theme shines through the game. It has the right length, but some players did get bored having to wait for their turn after all of the fun of rolling those dice at the beginning. Personally, I think that any game with this much in it that takes only an hour to play is a great buy in my book. With 2 players, it's no problem at all. With 3 players, it's not bad either. It was just in the 4-player games that the other players' interest began to wander and the phones came out and all that stuff. There is a lighter version of play in the back of the book called Steam Park for Dummies. Basically, it removes the special abilities from the stands and simply gives you $3 per stand at the end of the game. This is a version I would play with the younger kids, like the 6 to 8 range. Anyone else should be able to operate at the regular game level. My last piece of advice is to immediately stop calling the dirt piles and calling them what they are: poop. Much juvenile hilarity ensues when you simply change dirt to poop, and it brings a laugh from kids of all ages. Okay, you get 9 poop this turn, and you can clean up 3 poop, so you get a net 6 poop piles. See? Fun for everyone. Thanks for joining me in this review of Steam Park from IELLO Games. Let me know if you found this review helpful by leaving a comment or sending me an email at Elliott_Miller@voiceofe.com. Make sure to subscribe to the Voice of E channel on YouTube, like the Voice of E on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and visit my website at voiceofe.com because it's beautiful, it's all new, and I'll have plenty of gaming, entertainment, and comic book coverage this year. It should be a lot of fun. Thanks again, and until next time, keep your mind free.
Get me that signal. We need more power.